Mr. President, if there be no objection of our distinguished colleagues, I move to honor and nominate, it is my honor rather, to nominate Senator Panfilo Lacson as the Senate President pro tempore. We need in the Senate leadership a man of courage, integrity, and loyalty, embodied best by no other than Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson. Throughout his celebrated career as police officer and as lawmaker, Senator Ping has been consistent in his pursuit of truth, fairness, and accountability in public service. He has married his background as Chief of the Philippine National Police with his lawmaking duties, ensuring that our public officers are always held accountable for and to the people. And if you want to know more about him, you can watch his movie, 10,000 Hours. As Senate President pro tempore, Mr. President, we trust that he will be instrumental in upholding the integrity of the Senate and fostering a stronger environment of trust in all our public institutions. This is why I give my wholehearted support to Senator Ping Lacson as Senate President pro tempore. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Zubiri.
Mr. President, there being no other nomination, I move to close the period. The Deputy Minority Leader, Senator Riza Hontiveroz, is seeking the floor. I move that she be recognized, Mr. President.
Senator Riza Hontiveroz is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. With pride and respect, I second the nomination of my late husband's former Chief PNP and my respected colleague in the minority as Senate President pro tempore. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Lori Legarda is recognized.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, ang tama ay ipaglaban, ang mali ay labanan. These words capture the essence of Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson's public service. They are not mere slogans, but a creed he has lived by in more than 50 years of public service as a police officer, humanitarian, and legislator. On just the 12th session day of this Congress, while many committees were still preparing to organize, Senator Lacson had already pieced together a puzzle long hidden from the public eye. True to his role as the watchdog of the national budget, he examined budget allocations line by line and deployed his team to the ground. This is the work of Senator Lacson, to let truth speak through evidence and prove that integrity is not negotiable. His diligence does not rest on rhetoric, but on facts that cannot be silenced, on unrelenting investigation, and on a discipline that few can match. Time and again, he has shown that his purpose is singular, to confront corruption head-on, to ensure that the Filipino people receive nothing less than clean and honest governance. No one dares question his commitment to his standard, for if there is one word that defines Senator Ping Lacson, it is incorruptible, a proof that one man's integrity and principle can raise the standard for us all. For these reasons, I second the nomination of Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson as Senate President pro tempore. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Legarda.
Mr. President, move for the previous motion that we close the period of nomination, Mr. President.
Any objection? Chair hears none. The period of nomination is closed.
Thank you, Mr. President. We congratulate our dear colleague, Senator Panfilo Lacson, as our newly elected Senate President pro tempore.
With that, Senator Panfilo Lacson is hereby elected President pro tempore of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, may we recognize the distinguished lady from Antique, Senator Loren Legarda, for her nomination.
Senator Lori Legarda is recognized.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise today to nominate Senator Juan Miguel Migs Zubiri as Majority Leader of the Senate. He is a leader who has consistently proven himself to be a consensus builder, a consultative leader, and a legislator whose more than 2 decades of service have been marked by diligence and perfect attendance. At only 39 years of age, during the 14th Congress, he became the youngest to hold the position of Majority Leader. He would once again assume this role during the 17th and 18th Congresses, bringing with him greater depth and wisdom to bridge differences and unify voices to keep this chamber focused on the greater good. The heart of the Senate lies in its legislative mill, the day-to-day turn of bills and resolutions from our committees to the plenary. This is our solemn duty, and Senator Zubiri, our trabajador ng Senado, has proven himself to be a tireless worker, ensuring that this institution delivers on its promise to the Filipino people. In the 19th Congress, we entrusted him with an even greater responsibility as Senate President, where he upheld the independence of this institution, guided debates with impartiality, and protected the integrity of its proceedings. Under his leadership, the Senate of the Filipino people remained firm, fearless, and faithful to its constitutional role. Today, as we once again choose who shall lead us as Majority Leader, we look to one whose record speaks for itself. For these reasons, it is my distinct honor and privilege to nominate Senator Juan Miguel Migs Zubiri as Senate Majority Leader. Thank you.
Senator Riza Hontiveroz is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Again, with pride, I am honored to second the nomination of Senator Zubiri, our former majority leader, with whom many of us, including in the old minority, passed a good number of happy bills, and my colleague as well now in the minority. I so second his nomination as majority leader. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, there being no other nominees, Mr. President, I move that we close the period of nomination for the position of the majority leader. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr.
Senator
President.
Mig Zubiri is hereby elected Majority Leader or Chairman of the Committee on Rules.
Thank you, Mr. President. We congratulate our dear colleague, Senator Zubiri, as our newly elected majority leader. Mr. President, may I move that we suspend the session to allow our Senate President pro tempore and the majority leader to take their respective oaths of office, one after the other. So move, Mr. President.
Thank you, thank you, Majority Leader.
In the Republic of the Philippines, our former Senate President pro tempore, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, would like to seek the floor, Mr. President. May we
Is
recognize?
there an objection? Hearing none, the gentleman from San Juan and Zambales is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, it is a rare privilege to be elected Senate President pro temp 4 times. This reflects the trust and confidence my colleagues have bestowed upon me as the second highest ranking official of this august chamber. As I step down from my role as Senate President pro tempore, I do so with a heart full of gratitude. And let me take this opportunity to thank you, my dear colleagues, for electing me not once, but twice, the 19th Congress and again in the present 20th Congress. Serving in this capacity has been one of the greatest honors of my public life, and I am deeply humbled by the opportunity to have worked alongside each of you in advancing the interests of our people. It is likewise an honor to serve under the leadership of Senator Francis Escudero. I have deep respect and great admiration for this person, whom I have had the privilege of working with in previous Congresses. I have seen up close his keen intellect, calm demeanor, and unwavering dedication to public service. He is a man of few words, but when he speaks, his words carry weight, grounded in solid legal reasoning, measured thought, and clear principles. And during his tenure, the Senate functioned not just as a legislative body, but as a protector of democratic institutions, champion of truth, and a venue for dignified debate on important issues. Isang malaking karangalan na hindi lamang makatrabaho, kundi maging katuwang ng isang Francis Escudero sa kanyang pamumuno dito sa Senado. And today, we mark a new chapter in the Senate. I extend my warmest congratulations to now Senate President Vicente Sotto as our new Senate President. His leadership, experience, and steady hand will surely guide us through the challenges ahead. Leadership may shift, but our shared commitment to the Filipino people remains steadfast. And as I return to the ranks, I do so with renewed energy and the same resolve to serve, legislate, and uphold the values that bind us as one Senate. Whether I hold the position of Senate President pro temp or not, I am ready to lead when needed, and I will always work behind the scenes to keep this institution running with integrity and purpose. Lastly, I would also like to congratulate my successor, Senate President pro temp, Senator Ping Lacson. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, we'd like to. Yes, we'd like to recognize, Mr. President, a distinguished colleague from Taguig and Pateros in the Republic of the Philippines, no other than Alan Peter Cayetano, Mr. President.
Is there an objection? Senator Alan Peter Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I was with former Senate President Escudero 60 minutes before we had to start the session. And then I intently listened to the prayer of our now Senate President Tito Sotto. And it warms my heart that the two gentlemen and us who support them individually and collectively as a Senate can truly say, and even Brother Robin, kasi po si Propetang Jeremiah ay propeta sa Hudyo, Muslim at Kristiyano, we can truly say the warmness in our heart na pag sinabing, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future, is true for all of us. I saw the hope, I saw the humility, I saw the passion in the prayer of Senate President Sotto, but I also saw the compassion, the sincerity, the humility of Senate President Escudero in stepping down. So now the heartbreak is that we as a Senate have to really surrender to God how we will find a solution for the massive corruption that is happening in our country at a time where the trust to our government institutions and leader may be at its lowest. Every time we think it is the worst time, something even worse comes. My hope is this. Usually, permanent ang politics, yung change temporary. I hope together we can find a way na maging permanent yung change or true transformation at temporary yung politics. It's funny, Mr. President, kasi the day before the day after the Senate President took office, yun yung massive rally ng ating mga kapatid for unity in the nation. So I can claim that nagsimula yung Senate presidency ni Senate President Escudero ng panahon ng isang Sara D or the Vice President Sara Duterte. This morning, we heard another Sara D, Sara Diskaya, and that ended naman his Senate President. So sarado na po ang term ni Senate President Escudero. Pero nagbubukas pa lang ang linaw. And I do not say na yung sinabi ni Sara Diskaya kanina is gospel truth. I know there's a lot of truth there. Marami pang truth ang lalabas. So I just want to, in congratulating Senator Soto, Senator Lacson, Senator Migs, all of our colleagues, I would like to manifest that I will probably remain in the minority. But I look forward to working with you, whether we agree or disagree, because the country needs the Senate now more than ever. And my only regret naman or heartbreak is that Senator Villanueva and Senator Escudero was not able to fully vent the issues against them, precisely because every time they wanted to, they thought of the Senate. Having said that, they will have all the time and opportunity now, and the Senate always finds a way that even if its members disagree, we move forward as an institution that loves God and loves our country. So for the capacity, in my capacity, in different capacities of the committees I have held, I'd like to thank everyone for that opportunity also. Again, Senate President, welcome back and congratulations.